Hello, everyone. And Selzer has just dropped the most groundbreaking poll of the 2024 presidential cycle. It was a highly anticipated poll by everyone on both sides of the political spectrum. Republicans were wanting the poll to be Trump plus 8 or more, whereas Democrats would have wanted, in the best case scenario, it to be around that 6 to 7 mark for Donald Trump. Instead, Ann Sesler has dropped the Iowa poll, and it is Harris leading by 3, putting the race in the lean Democratic category, according to her. Now, Ann Sesler has a perfect record in Iowa. She's correctly predicted the last 4 presidential elections and was only off by 1% in 2020, where most people had the race within 1%. She correctly suggested it would be a 7-point win for Donald Trump. And the same in 2016. She was spot on in the 2022 Senate election, where Chuck Grassley won by 12, and she predicted 12% win. Now, do I think Iowa will go to Kamala Harris? I don't. But Ann Sesler has a perfect record. She's one of, if not the single best pollster in the entire country. And it's highly silly to completely doubt her and completely count out the possibility that Kamala Harris wins the state now. Now, Kamala, for me, is probably going to lose the state by 7 or 8%. But if Kamala Harris does win the state of Iowa by 3%, as Ann Sesler does predict, where does that leave the rest of the race? Well, based off of that, it is clear that Kamala will also win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, which would get her to 270, assuming Donald Trump can't pick up any of the lean or likely Democratic seats. Now, assuming Donald Trump sweeps the Sun Belt, which is a major assumption to make if Ann Sesler is correct, it would mean that Donald Trump would need to win one of Minnesota, Virginia, New Hampshire, or New Mexico. Now, the possible probability of that happening is very unlikely, but a victory in New Mexico and New Hampshire would get her there together, and a victory in either Virginia or Minnesota would also get him there. Now, as it stands, Donald Trump is down in the aggregate in all 4 of these states. And even if you swing them to the right by 7%, all of them would still be blue as of 2020. So, how does Donald Trump win the election without Iowa? Well, frankly, he can't. If Donald Trump loses Iowa, he's going to get completely locked out of the Rust Belt, meaning he won't be able to win the 2024 presidential election, barring a complete miracle. Now, what is Donald Trump's most realistic path from these 4 states? Well, he would have to win the Sun Belt, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina, which of course is no guarantee. Now, his most realistic path, in my opinion, is flipping Virginia. Now, we have seen some very promising early vote numbers there, and according to some reliable figures, Donald Trump is closing the gap in Virginia. He's gotten very close in some of the polls there, putting him within 4 or 5%. Now, in Virginia, Donald Trump is projected, according to one of the most accurate forecasters in Virginian politics, to get within 4 or 5%. Now, I don't expect that margin to be that close, but it is a close margin that could be within the margin of error. Now, Christian Hines, who is a very successful projector of Virginian politics, projects that Kamala Harris will win the state by 5.04%. Now, that is a huge margin for Donald Trump to overcome. So that is an unlikely scenario. Now, is it possible that he could win both New Hampshire and New Mexico? Probably not. to be frank, Donald Trump will not win the presidential election if Ann Sesler is correct. She's never been wrong before. She has the best record of any pollster in America. So if Ann Sesler is correct, what do I think will happen? Well, I think you'd see Ohio flip as well, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada. Ted Cruz would lose his seat, and Trump would probably lose Texas. Florida would also probably flip to the Democrats, leaving Donald Trump with just 126 electoral college votes. Now, I'm not saying this is my prediction. I think Ann Sesler will be wrong by a certain amount, but it is silly to count out the possibility. So thank you all for watching. I hope this is a informative video. Now, it's not my prediction, but if Ann Sesler is correct, Donald Trump will lose with just 126 electoral college votes, and Kamala Harris will be the next president of America. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video, which will be my final 2024 presidential election prediction.